almost every lap. Here we go then, plenty to look forward to. 18 laps ahead of us. Race 1 of the 2025 Tissot Aragon round looked like a bit of a scrappy start. Alex Lowes has not got away well. Sam will be alongside him for third position going in towards turn 1. The two leaders touch there, Toprak, Razgatlıoğlu and Nicolò Bulega, and that bumped Bulega down to third position. So Alex Lowes has managed to survive a sluggish start quite well there. He occupies second position. Sam Lowes in fourth, then it's Petrucci and Bautista is holding firm in sixth position. Iannone pressuring him. Jonathan Rea losing out in the early stages. He's now behind Remy Gardner. Andrea Locatelli also dropping behind Gardner. So that's Rea down to 9th and Locatelli down into 10th as Nicolò Bulega immediately answers back now on Alex Lowes. They come through turn 7. Lowes trying to hang on around the outside line. And he has contact there with Nicolò Bulega. So combative opening lap from Bulega. And now Sam Lowes slots through on the inside of Alex Lowes and up into the podium place.
Yeah, and Lowes wasn't willing to cede that position just because you're up against a championship rival. And he'll feel that maybe that you've got it where you're getting edged slightly out onto that curve, but Bulega comes through into second.
We've seen in Supersport, it is a place where contact can be made. We saw it there. Alex Lowes looking over his shoulder, but Lowes is finding himself in the wrong place at the wrong time here as he comes under siege from the Ducatis. That's Danilo Petrucci from a distance back through into fourth position, and Bautista now will be able to attack for fifth place as well.
Lowes just doesn't have that top speed to be able to defend against the Ducati, so he's having to make his moves in other areas.
He's a little bit out of position there through turn 14. That's going to give Bautista now the run onto the back straight, and let's see what that Ducati can do over 968 metres in the hands of Nicolò Bulega attacking Toprak Razgatlıoğlu, in the hands of Alvaro Bautista attacking Alex Lowes. Toprak tries to turn in, but Bulega is already alongside, and Nicolò Bulega is through to lead at the end of the opening lap from third to first. A punchy opening lap here at MotorLand Aragón from Nicolò Bulega.
Yeah, Bulega doing what he has to do. Lowes with a run there, and Razgatlıoğlu into turn 1.
Sam Lowes could make things a bit tougher for Toprak Razgatlıoğlu as he attacks him. Andrea Iannone challenging Alex Lowes, who has dropped behind Alvaro Bautista. So Bautista making some good progress. He's now up into fifth place. Alex Lowes beginning to drop back.
Yeah, Bautista's in as well. He's not here to help his teammate. He wants to get his results for himself. Let's see what happens on the opening run up towards turn 5 and turn 7 for Razgatlıoğlu if he's able to get close enough to attack Bulega into 7.
As Alex Lowes tries to get alongside Alvaro Bautista. Turn 5, Bautista holds on, and now Lowes will be vulnerable to Andrea Iannone, to Jonathan Rea, pushing Iannone out of the way and through for 7th position. Rea running top Yamaha at the moment. Andrea Locatelli trying to follow him through. Remy Gardner as well. Iannone out onto the curbs there. Did Jonathan Rea manage to consolidate that position? He certainly did. And Andrea Locatelli's got through as well. So that's Rea now up into 7th. Locatelli up into 8th. Meanwhile, Toprak Razgatlıoğlu is your new race leader on lap number 2.
Yeah, Toprak comes through, and you'd imagine he made that move down into the corkscrew, but for Bulega, this is where he was a lap ago, and we saw how strong he was down that down the back straight as well last time around. It was the exit of turn 7 there that sets up the move for Toprak, and that's where we saw Bulega have that contact with Lowes a lap ago, so maybe he's just a little bit vulnerable through there at this stage of the race.
But Nicolò Bulega breezed past Toprak Razgatlıoğlu in towards turn 16 on lap number 1. Let's see if Bulega can do it again versus Razgatlıoğlu. The BMW has track position, the Ducati off in hot pursuit as they come towards turn 16. This time Toprak Razgatlıoğlu defends the place. 4/10 of a second, the gap back to Sam Lowes in third. Another 6/10 to Petrucci, another 6/10 to Bautista. So we are seeing Sam Lowes go right with the two leaders here in the early stages. We come on to lap number 3, and Bulega is alongside Razgatlıoğlu. Heaviest braking zone on the circuit, but even so, Toprak can't hold on. Has to go around the outside. It'll give him the inside now for turn 2, and that's great riding from Razgatlıoğlu.
That's brave riding from Toprak at that stage, but he's struggling through 16 and 17. Those long left-handers at the end of the lap, that's 2 laps in a row where he's been vulnerable to the Ducatis. But this is a circuit where there's so many things happen around the lap, around Aragon, that you can't be strong everywhere. You've got to pick your poison.
Sam Lowes now attacking Nicolò Bulega. Has at times had the pace to go with these two this season, and certainly in Superpole performances has been the one who's been the thorn in their side on occasion. When you think about it, all but one race victory this season has gone to Razgatlıoğlu and Bulega, so when you can go with them, take advantage of that opportunity. Sam Lowes right with them, 3/10 of a second covering your top 3.
Yeah, Petrucci behind them as well, though, fast in the mid-49s last time around, faster than anyone bar Toprak. So Petrucci on the number 9 bike doing what he has to do to open up a little bit of a gap to Bautista behind them.
Toprak Razgatlıoğlu will be breathing a little easier on this lap 3 so far, but it is the final sector of the lap that we've seen time and time again. That's where the Ducati has its advantage.
This is classic Toprak as well, though, where the first 3, 4, 5 laps of the race he builds into it, and then he's able to drop the hammer and try and open up his gap. That's where it becomes important for Bulega and Lowe's to go with him at this stage.
Razgatlıoğlu said at the start of this weekend that a year ago here in MotorLand Aragón he couldn't afford to take any risks. It was his first round back after injury. He'll be willing to risk it for the race victory here.
This is where Toprak struggled, 16, and it pushes you a little bit wide. You saw him have a little bit of a slide on the entry there, and this has been where he's left himself a little bit vulnerable. He doesn't have that mid-corner speed through there that Bulega on the Ducati is able to carry.
He does have the ability under heavy braking in towards turn 1, and look at the back tyre off the ground for Razgatlıoğlu as he desperately tries to get it stopped, and this time he does defend top spot and holds on from Nicolò Bulega at the start of lap 4.
Yeah, a few wry smiles there in the BMW pit box, but for
gasp for breath as well, I think.
That too, but for Toprak, that's what he does, and he knows how to defend on the brakes into turn 1. But for Bulega, he's just keeping Toprak honest at this stage, but he's strong in that part of the track. He's weak in this part of the track, though, and that's why Lowe's on the number 14 Ducati has got right up behind Bulega. But a lot of the time this season, we've seen it where Lowe's has had the pace to go up behind people, but to be assertive and make the move is a different task.
This is great, though, for Sam Lowe's. Obviously had 2 podiums on Sunday at Balaton Park, had the podium in the Superpole race at Donington Park, and the potential has been there for much more. A few spills in Nicolò last time out and only 7 points, but this is where we want to see him up at the sharp end and hassling and harrying Nicolò Bulega, the lead Ducati rider in race 1 this afternoon.
Well, these are also important races for Lowe's, because he knows that next year when Razgatlıoğlu goes, the favourite for Ducati, the favourite for the championship has to be Bulega. So you have to go with them and show that you're in a position next year to be able to bring that bit of a fight.
You have to wake up very, very early in the morning to be able to beat Toprak Razgatlıoğlu on the heaviest braking zone of the circuit here in MotorLand Aragón.
Yeah, you could be born at night, but it wasn't last night for Toprak, and he's able to defend that position. And on this lap, this is the biggest gap we've had down the back straight, but Bulega's still very much in tow.
Bulega will pull it back. Sam Lowe's, you can see, drops off a little bit in that final sector, and that's what his main concern was. Feels that the factory Ducati has got a little bit of an edge over his Mark VDS Ducati, but he's straight back with them again onto the start-finish straight. Beginning of lap number 5, Razgatlıoğlu this time sees Nicolò Bulega all the way alongside him. Sam Lowe's buzzing on their tail as well. Bulega through to lead on lap 5. Toprak goes round the outside this time. That's a little bit too far to go on turn 2, and Nicolò Bulega has track position once again.
Toprak is so slow in those final couple of corners compared to the Ducatis, but he's able to fight for track position. He's able to keep giving himself the chance. Down into turn 7, Razgatlıoğlu will attack on Bulega.
Yeah, we've seen Bulega struggle through turn 7 on the opening lap. We saw him pass there by Toprak Razgatlıoğlu as well. We come through the first of these consecutive right-handers. Turn 6, Bulega goes defensive then through turn 7. Then it's the run down the hill. Let's see what the acceleration is like for Toprak Razgatlıoğlu. Not quite enough. Bulega still holding on. Is your race leader on lap 5.
Yeah, and Bulega's figured out turn 6 and 7 now to be able to get that Ducati into the right place. But for Razgatlıoğlu, when you're behind someone, it is that case where you're able to close right up onto them. Looks like he's got the run now through the long left-hander up towards turn 12 to maybe try and attack into the heavy braking zones at the left-hander into 12. But Bulega's able just to keep himself in position.
Proper race on our hands, though, here in a way that we haven't had in the last 4 rounds, where Toprak Razgatlıoğlu has raced off into the distance. He's done the same in the World Championship as well. 39 points his margin. Nicolò Bulega comes in this weekend really needing a victory. Toprak dives down the inside at turn 15. He's learnt that move from Álvaro Bautista last season, who made it on a couple of occasions, but he needs to make that move because Bulega's got such superior pace through this final sector. He will breeze alongside in towards turn 16. Toprak just about able to hold on. Can he get it stopped in time? And then what about the run towards turn 1? Door is open from Razgatlıoğlu. Bulega is already through on the exit of turn 17, and there's a chance for Sam Lowe's as well to get alongside Toprak Razgatlıoğlu. Back into turn 1 at the start of lap 6. And this really is the best racing we've seen since before the summer.
Yeah, and you can see there once again, though, Toprak just not fast in 16 and 17. Lowe's actually sat up early on the brakes into turn 1. He said yesterday he doesn't want to force the issue when he's up against